Hello, I'm EnterElysium and welcome back to Let's Play Hearts of Iron 4 as Fascist France. Well, France at the moment, we're going fascist. We're actually probably going to reach that stage, hopefully this video. So for this episode, we're currently just seeing how things are playing out in nearby Spain. They're currently in the middle of their civil war. It looks like the nationalists are losing just about, and they tend to do that. So, yeah, let's play on. We'll also be able to hopefully change some of our policies when we get enough political power. Probably about 10 days' time. So let's go to speed 5. Crazy fast. You'll probably never see it at this speed again. When we get to the late game, it'll slow down a bit. We now have 150 power. We can modify government. So you can do a load of stuff like adding policy advisors and stuff. There is a policy advisor who... Here we go, fascist demagogue. But you can only get them when you've completed the right-wing rhetoric. I'm not going to get that at the moment. That person will give us extra fascism, but we don't really need it right now. We'll get it later on. We want to change civilian economy. We can't, unfortunately, change it because we need a fascist government or communist government or enemy country has more than 50% of France's total number of factories. So we need a proper opponent. So sadly, the civilian economy will have to remain. I don't think we're going to get to ruling party fascist anytime soon. I would love to. We could change export focus to free trade. That would mean that our research time would be faster. Factory output would be slightly better. Construction speed would be slightly better. It would use up some of our civilian factories, though, and that would be because we're no longer trading resources. Sorry, we're no longer keeping them internally. We're trading them away. So we'd have to start importing them, and that costs us factories. What else? Could change the conscription laws, but... I don't know. I mean, I could save this and then try and get this as soon as possible, but I think probably the best plan is probably to go for the free trade, because it gives us a research bonus. Minus 10% as opposed to minus 5. So free trade it is. Hopefully people want to trade with us. Okay, unpause. Notice that our surpluses are going down, so we're trading it away. But we don't need to import anything more. Excellent. Right. Now, the one to watch is going to be supporting the right. And also, construction, because we are working on a load of new civilian factories. It's going to take us a while to build them up, though. Sadly, we've only built one so far. Ugh. But we are working on that. And we're also researching better construction techniques. Republican Spain has already managed to take Elysium? We're just kind of watching from over the border like, hi guys, how's it going? Yeah, totally. Go, Republican Spain, we're totally on your side. I mean, I guess the people don't know we're going to go fascist yet, do they? They kind of think they're going to go communist, if anything, right now. French Theatre 1. We should rename that. You should not be the French Theatre 1. You should be... European Theatre. Or I could, type properly. I'm just going to call you European. Otherwise, everything will have theatre on the end. Battle plans with no assigned units. Oh, he's gone. Okay. Alright. What to do. Who's down here? Fighters, tactical bombers. Who's over here? Fighters. Naval bombers. Fighters, bombers. Aha! Right, we now have the Moraine Sunir MS-406 and Construction 1. Construction 1 is going to speed up our construction, as you may have guessed, by a nice 10%. This gives us another 10% construction speed. It's going to take a little bit longer, but that's because it's half a year advanced. We're going to pass until half a year's gone, so we're going to do something else that might take half a year. For instance, resource gain efficiency or basic machining tools. In fact, I'm going to grab both, because I do have a spare research slot. Now, we've just got ourselves a fighter, so we're going to have the MS-406. Now, you can create variants with experience. But notice that we don't have enough experience to do this. So you can increase like, weapons, engine, range, reliability. We're going to go for Fighter 1. And upgrade needed. Yeah, to upgrade we need 432. I'm going to try and assign a load of factories to you, but you're going to be way off doing those. We need so many more factories. That is going to be France's problem, by the way, for a very long time to come. We need many, many, many more factories. There's no way we can really get around that. Factory strike is over. Thank God, now we can have our factories actually producing more factories. I need to bite that bullet. Like, you can actually see the progress of the bar now. Finally, we can compete again. Most of the workers have now realized that unreasonable demands will not be met. How dare you have better working hours and pay? Ugh. Oh. Support the right. Yes. Oh, by the way, several German divisions recently advanced into the Rhineland, marking the first time since the end of the Great War that Germany's forces positioned west of the Rhine. This is a clear violation of the Treaty of Versailles, under which Germany is forbidden from militarizing the region. Unless we issue an ultimatum demanding their withdrawal, the treaty will not be enforced. So we could get this is an act of war, rally the British to our side. We lose 150 political power. No. Gain national unity minus 10%. United Kingdom gets an event. And we join the Allies. If war breaks out, we suffer a civil war due to our disjointed government. The communist supporters start a civil war. No. We're going to issue a diplomatic objection. Germany stationed troops in the Rhineland, blah, 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 and we see our borders defended. A British commentator mentioned it's no more than Germany walking in its own backyard. A backyard that can be militarized and have guns in it. Games of the 11th Olympiad, the 7th Olympiad game, the 11th Olympiad Games were recently held in Berlin, Germany, attended by athletes from 49 different regions across the world, blah, 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 blah. Basically, it was a great PR stunt for Hitler. So we've finished support the right. So we should see, there we go, fascism is happening. Hopefully we won't have a civil war when we become fascist. The communists are pretty strong. It might actually be an outcome. But we would like to talk about our next national focus. Right-wing rhetoric. We gain Marcel Boucard, which grants fascist demagogue, daily fascism support, and we also get people on the right liking us. Then we can get army of aggression, and then join Germany. So I want to do that nice and quick. The quicker we join the Axis, the more fun we can have. Wow, that's changed dramatically. You were mainly up there, and now you're down here. You've just completely changed where you're going. This is an interesting civil war, to say the least. Madrid still hasn't been captured. Oh, it's been cut off, though. That's very bad. Oh, no. Communist influence foreign policy. Oh, no. We should embrace our common causes. Soviet Union gains communist in government opinion of France plus 30. Or down that pipe lies the dissolution of France itself. I'm going to have to take the national unity negative because I can't keep going with this event. These events are just going to like make us go all communist. And that's just unacceptable, really. Fascism is the way forwards. Everyone knows that. So yeah, look at that fascism amount. We're up to 15% fascism. Hi, Germany. Oh! Right-wing rhetoric is now complete. The French people have a noble history, a history they're made to forget under the weak and cowardly rule of the Parti Radical. They claim to represent the people, but can so feeble a state enforce the will of the people. Only by spilling the blood of these traitors can we fulfill our destiny. I feel like I'm some sort of Sith Lord now. The fascist speaks in France have made no secret of what they think of our current leadership and political system. Speeches like these have been tapped into public dissent that is particularly pronounced in the more conservative sections of the military. The higher-ups may harbour unspoken sympathies, increase the chance of internal support for a fascist coup. The younger generation will take up the torch, increase the chance of popular support for a fascist coup. I'm going to go with the popular support in the hopes that maybe it can like swing an election or something. And we will go national focus on aggression. One of the former is true. Current ruling party is fascist. Damn. Or more than 40% popularity for the fascist. Yeah, okay. We'll have to get that soon. For now, we're going to have to pick something completely different. So we go metropolitan France. We get 3 infrastructure. We go Algeria, France, gain infrastructure. Industrial expansion, we get factories. That's pretty good, actually. Yeah, I'm going to try and get down that event tree. That'd be lovely. More factories would be very nice. Thank you. Now, just a case of watching the fascism rise. Notice that we now have Marcel Boucard. Daily fascism support is on the rise. 20%. Communism at 32. That's 40 we'll look out for. When we get to 40... Ooh! Italy took 1 state. Ethiopia was annexed. So yeah, Italy just took over Ethiopia. It looks like they're probably boxed in now. Basic machining tools. Awesome. And mechanical computing. That'll really help. The research time is now minus 15%. We're going to grab this. It's 0.12 years ahead of time, but I think it's probably still worth it. And... yeah, we should probably grab either concentrated or dispersed industry. Dispersed industry means your factory output's plus 10%, production efficiency retention plus 10%, factory bomb vulnerability minus 10%. So basically, because you've got dispersed rather than all centralized, you can better avoid and recover from like bombings. Max factories in state plus 20%. Or we could go concentrated industry, which gives a max factory output plus 20% and max factories in the state plus 20%. But you have to pick. It's a tough choice. Like, I love getting a ton of factories, but also I know I'm probably going to be bombed a fair amount. So I really don't know. This is a really tough choice, but it has to be one or the other because we need this production efficiency, like, soon. Like, now. Like, we need it. So I'm going to have to pick. And then as soon as we've done one of these, it's the next one. So we need to pick now. This is an important choice. So we're probably going to be bombed a lot. The United Kingdom is nearby. I really hate to say it, but it's dispersed industry. We have to be aware that the United Kingdom is not going to play friendly with us when we join the fascist nations of the world. So dispersed it is. Which is, like, sad. I missed the extra 10% we could get, but at the same time, the minus 10%, like, bombing, like, vulnerability or whatever it is, that adds up. Because every level is minus 10%, minus 10%. Get to the end, you're like, oh, we have halved my vulnerability to bombing. That said, you've lost 50% bonus to industry, which is pretty painful. Okay, I've just finished my focus. What's fascism on? Not good enough, 29%. Excavations finished. Right, metropolitan France. We get infrastructure. I'm now going to get adds 2 building slots, adds 2 civilian factories, add 1 building slot, civilian factory. Blah, blah, blah. You get the idea. So we get a load of civilian factories straight up. We're also going to do research. Improve machining tools. Sure. Not a lot of interesting stuff, a lot of industry going on, but we need to get our industrial base strong. We need a solid industrial base to be able to get now. The threat of communism. Edward Daladier would have you believe France stands safe and ununited. It is no surprise such lies have poisoned the mind of our people when a snake is curled up next door. Look no further than across our borders to see countrymen having turned each other in the name of communism. Declare the end of nations. How long until declare our nation dead as well? Will the party radical protect us from the threat? The growth of the fascist movement in France may have bolstered by the proximity of the communist revolution. Many moderates who might normally dismiss fascism as another misguided ideological experiment may find this a rather real concern for them as well. Given the choice between the communism of our neighbours and a fascist regime, they would rather prefer the latter, and might even be willing to support it. Ooh. Changing popularity of fascism, 20%. What? That's amazing. That's going to be really awesome. So you get plus 20%. To all popularity. So the popularity of fascism is now 50%. The fascist movement is still only like a third of the government, or a third of the, I don't know, the electorate or whatever, but the popularity is now 50%. So the change is going to be much, much higher. I believe. Oh no, it just jumped, yeah, it just jumped to 51. Wow. That's crazy, yeah. Hi, we fascist nation. Still 3 years till election, but I'm sure we can try and get some sort of early election to happen. We have a referendum on fascism. Would you like fascism? Yes, please. Can has fascism. Nom nom nom. Now, once industrial expansion is done, we can join up with, you know, the whole, "Hi, Germany, we can start going down your tree and being, like, you know, fascist." Ooh. Fascists demand referendum. The rapidly growing French fascist movement has never claimed they need majority support before they seize power, counting on uniting the nation under leadership once the rule is established. However, it seems that the public support has grown rapidly. Many fascists are now calling Edouard Daladier a hypocrite, claiming to represent the wishes of the people while turning a deaf ear to the masses who want to set France on the path to greatness. The call for referendum has been dismissed as typical attempts at disrupting the system by party radical members so far, but at least it's a political measure. If we do not act now, the fascists may choose to violently struggle as a... Oh my god, yes. So we get... Suppress this hateful movement. Political power minus 100. Changing property of fascists minus 10%. Gain fascist revolutionaries. Which grants national... basically, no. Don't pay attention to them. National unity minus 10%. Or, if the people want it, we'll hold the referendum. Movement Franciste becomes the ruling party. Public elections will not be held. National base unity minus 5%. Oh god, we're tanking our national unity. Whatever. Let's just not get invaded. And this should change soon. I think we've got to like go a few hours. Now if I like close it, open it again. Oh! It happened! We're now Vichy France! Philippe Pétain. We're fascist. Yes! This also means we've got changed rules, I believe. So yeah, we can now justify war goals. So, for instance, we can be like, yeah, we would like to conquer you. And we can start being like, yeah, we're going to conquer you. Now, you do need political power to do that, which is annoying. And it takes a while to be able to, you know, really get the war goals going. Like, a lot of days. But it means you can suddenly be like, yeah, I can declare war on people. As a fascist nation, you can just be like, yeah, I want that. It's mine. For instance, we could be like, hi, Republican Spain? Give us stuff. So good. Especially since they're currently at war. Might be a great time to declare war on them. That said, it will take us, you know, almost a year to actually develop our war goal. And it will cost us political power to do so. But that is going to be the subject of our next episode. I've been EnterElysium. We are now Fascist France. We are Vichy France. And we now have options. We can choose to go war with people. We can choose to pick on people. We can say we don't like your face. And yeah, that's a good enough war. You know, we don't need a casus belli. That's our casus belli right there. We want your land to give it to us. That's the benefit of being an Axis power, which is why I wanted to go on, because we get this early on funsies. If you like, not subscribe, please consider subscribing, especially since this is an early episode. Do consider liking and commenting on all that jazz. We've also got a sexy new picture. Until next time, I've been EnterElysium, and stay shiny.